Picture a scenario where the key to a truly satisfying life isn't something you can purchase, earn through achievements, or receive from others. It's something that already resides deep within you, waiting to be uncovered and utilized. This isn't just a hypothetical musing. It's a reality rooted in the insights of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has steered countless individuals towards a life filled with purpose, resilience, and inner peace. Stoicism teaches us that genuine fulfillment isn't attained through external recognition or material wealth, but rather by mastering the values of wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation. It reminds us that despite the tumultuous nature of the world around us, we possess an unwavering foundation for our own well-being and contentment. As we peel away the layers of societal pressures and self-doubt, we uncover the timeless principles of Stoicism that can revolutionize our self-perception and our role in the world. This journey isn't merely about self-improvement. It's about rediscovering our inherent value and aligning our actions with our deepest convictions. If you're ready to unlock the doors to personal freedom, resilience, and fulfillment, you're in the right place. Let's embark on this journey together, exploring how the wisdom of Stoicism can illuminate the path to self-appreciation like never before. I urge you not to skip any part of this video. By being here, you're demonstrating that you're different, that you're exceptional. So, embrace that difference and commit to engaging with every aspect of the content. Chapter 1. Accepting less than you deserve. We've all been there, haven't we? Stuck in a job that drains our energy, staying in relationships that bring us down, or letting our dreams slip away because we're afraid. We settle, we compromise. We convince ourselves that this is as good as it gets. But why do we do that? Is it fear, comfort, maybe a bit of both? Stoicism teaches us that our true worth, our essence, isn't defined by external circumstances. Whether we're in a palace or a prison, Stoicism tells us that what really matters is not our situation, but how we respond to it. It's about realizing that while we can't control everything, we have power over our perceptions, judgments, and actions. When we settle for less, aren't we essentially saying that our circumstances have more power over us than we do? Stoicism challenges that idea. It prompts us to ask, does this situation reflect my values? Am I responding in a way that honors my worth? And if not, Stoicism doesn't leave us stranded. It empowers us. It reminds us that we can change our perception, choose our response, and thus change our reality. So, when you're tempted to settle, remember this Stoic wisdom. Your worth isn't tied to your job, your relationship, or your bank account. It's about staying true to your values, acting with courage and integrity, regardless of the situation. This isn't about blaming ourselves, but about recognizing our power to take control. Let's refuse to settle for less, not out of entitlement, but because we know our worth. Let's face life's challenges with strength and resilience, knowing who we are and what we stand for. That's not just living, it's thriving in the true spirit of Stoicism. Chapter 2. Minimizing your achievements. Stoicism, with its deep insight into human nature, doesn't promote boasting or inflating our egos. Instead, it encourages a fair and honest acknowledgement of our efforts and virtues. Why? Because recognizing our achievements isn't about feeding our pride. It's about appreciating the work, discipline, and perseverance it took to accomplish them. It's about honoring our dedication to our goals and our adherence to our values. Let's break it down. In Stoicism, virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance are key. When we achieve something, whether big or small, it's often because we've practiced these virtues. Maybe it took courage to apply for a job, wisdom to navigate challenges, or discipline, a form of temperance, to tidy up a closet. When we attribute our success to luck or downplay it as something anyone could do, we're not just undervaluing the outcome, we're undervaluing the virtues we exercised to reach it. So, how do we shift this mindset? How do we acknowledge our achievements without becoming arrogant? The Stoic approach emphasizes balance and honesty. It means saying, yes, I worked hard for this. Yes, I faced challenges and overcame them. And yes, this achievement reflects my effort and my virtues. It's about giving ourselves credit where it's due, not to stroke our egos, but to recognize the truth. Now, think about something you've achieved recently, big or small. Consider the virtues you demonstrated to accomplish it. Maybe you displayed discipline, took a brave step out of your comfort zone, or used wisdom to solve a problem. Whatever it is, take a moment to acknowledge it, recognizing the virtues behind your achievement. This exercise isn't about self-congratulation. It's about understanding the truth of your character and effort. Embracing this Stoic practice can reshape how we perceive our successes and ourselves. It steers us away from false modesty toward a genuine appreciation of our strengths and capabilities. It teaches us that acknowledging our achievements isn't about ego. It's about recognizing the virtues we've embodied and the hard work we've invested. Chapter 3. Prioritizing others' needs over your own. Isn't it a familiar scenario? Whether it's staying late at work to lend a hand to a colleague, skipping your morning exercise to prepare breakfast for your family, or putting your own aspirations on hold to support someone else's, it often feels noble, selfless, maybe even heroic. But here's the catch. Consistently prioritizing others over your own well-being can lead to burnout, resentment, and a loss of self. It's like trying to pour from an empty pitcher. Eventually you run dry. Stoicism isn't about being detached or selfish. Quite the opposite. It places significant value on virtue and the improvement of society. However, it also emphasizes the critical importance of self-care. Why? Because taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's the cornerstone of being able to care for others effectively. Stoicism reminds us that to be of service to others, we must first ensure that we are in a good place ourselves, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Let's delve into this a bit. Stoicism teaches us about the dichotomy of control, understanding what we can influence and what we can't. Our own thoughts, beliefs, actions, and yes, self-care are within our control. However, the well-being of others, despite our wishes, isn't directly under our control. What we can manage, though, is how well prepared we are to provide assistance, support, and love to those around us. And that starts with taking care of ourselves. Consider this. When you're well-rested, healthy, and at peace, how much more patient, understanding, and available are you for the people in your life? How much more effectively can you contribute to their well-being? This isn't solely about physical health. It encompasses mental and emotional resilience. It's about having the internal resources to be compassionate, to offer sound advice, and to serve as a pillar of stability and support for others. It means prioritizing activities that rejuvenate us, whether it's exercise, meditation, reading, or simply enjoying some quiet time alone. It involves setting boundaries and being comfortable with declining when necessary. And it means doing these things not out of selfishness, but out of a commitment to being our best selves for the people we love. I encourage you to consider one way you can prioritize your well-being this week. Perhaps it's committing to a daily walk, dedicating time to a hobby you enjoy, or establishing boundaries around your work schedule. Whatever it may be, remember that this act of self-care isn't just for you. It's a way of ensuring that when you do support others, you're doing so as the best version of yourself. Chapter 4. Struggling to accept compliments. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of seeing ourselves objectively. This means acknowledging both our strengths and areas for improvement with equal openness. It's about recognizing our worth in a balanced and fair manner without veering into egotism. So why do we often struggle with accepting compliments? The root of this struggle lies in how we perceive ourselves. We might focus too much on our flaws or believe that acknowledging our strengths makes us arrogant. However, from a Stoic standpoint, humility isn't about denying our strengths. It's about acknowledging them realistically. It's about seeing ourselves without the distortions of ego or insecurity. Stoicism teaches us that accepting compliments doesn't diminish our worth. Rather, it's an exercise in self-awareness and objectivity. It allows us to recognize our virtues and efforts, gaining a clearer understanding of ourselves. When someone praises us, they're acknowledging something genuine within us, something worthy of recognition. Brushing aside these moments deprives us of the chance to see ourselves through another's eyes and grasp our impact on the world. So, how can we improve at accepting compliments? It begins with a shift in mindset. When praised, try to view it as a reflection of your virtues and efforts. Instead of deflecting, express gratitude with a simple thank you. No downplaying, just appreciation for the recognition. Furthermore, Stoicism encourages using these moments for introspection. Reflect on what you did to earn the praise and how it reflects your virtues and efforts. This isn't about boosting your ego. It's about acknowledging the part of you capable of excellence and influence. Chapter 5. Avoiding decision-making. Have you ever found yourself stuck in a moment of decision-making, seemingly straightforward yet immobilizing? This hesitation, rooted in the fear of making the wrong choice, goes beyond mere indecision. It speaks to a deeper issue, a lack of trust in ourselves. It's like standing on the edge of a diving board, knowing we must jump but unable to take the leap. Stoicism offers clarity in this fog of uncertainty. It teaches us that wise decision-making isn't about ensuring specific outcomes, but about basing our choices on wisdom and reason. Stoicism reminds us that while we can't control the results of our decisions, we have full control over the decision-making process. It's about aligning our choices with our values, acting with integrity, and embracing the outcomes, whatever they may be, as part of life's natural course. Why do we fear making decisions? Often it's because we dread the possibility of failure or disappointment. However, Stoicism encourages us to reframe our perception of mistakes and setbacks. In the Stoic perspective, every outcome is an opportunity for learning and growth. There are no failures, only lessons. This outlook empowers us to trust ourselves, to make decisions boldly, knowing that each result contributes to our personal development. But how do we nurture this self-trust? How do we refine our decision-making skills? It begins with embracing wisdom and reason. Before deciding, take a moment to reflect. Does this choice align with my values? Am I acting with integrity? By anchoring your decisions in your core values and rational thought, you ensure that regardless of the outcome, your choice was made with sincerity and understanding. Stoicism also teaches us to accept and learn from the consequences of our decisions. Every outcome, favorable or not, offers valuable insights. It prompts us to reflect, discern what worked, what didn't, and how we can apply these lessons going forward. This practice of reflection and growth nurtures self-trust, affirming our capacity to navigate life's uncertainties, make choices reflective of our values, and evolve from every experience. Chapter 6. Excessive Self-Criticism. Stoicism teaches us the art of discernment, especially in where we invest our mental energy. It advises against fixating on our flaws and past failures, likening it to trying to navigate a ship without considering the wind and tides. We're focusing on the wrong things. Stoic wisdom urges us to understand that perfection is an illusion, an unattainable goal. Instead, the aim is progress, taking deliberate steps toward becoming better versions of ourselves. Why do we tend to excessively criticize ourselves? Often it's because we hold ourselves to impossibly high standards, standards we wouldn't impose on others. We forget that being human means being flawed, making mistakes, and, crucially, having the potential to learn and grow from them. Stoicism provides a potent remedy for this self-imposed tyranny, practicing self-compassion and prioritizing progress over perfection. From a Stoic perspective, self-compassion isn't about coddling ourselves or excusing our flaws. It's about treating ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and forgiveness we extend to a close friend. It's acknowledging that setbacks are not reflections of our character, but facets of the human experience. When we falter, the Stoic approach isn't to condemn ourselves, but to inquire, what can I glean from this? How can I evolve? Embracing this mindset demands a shift in how we perceive our journey. Every endeavor, even those that don't yield the desired results, propels us forward. Progress, not perfection, becomes our guiding principle. This doesn't signify complacency or indifference to improvement. Rather, it signifies a commitment to growth, tempered with the understanding that progress is often non-linear, beset with obstacles, and beautifully imperfect. Chapter 7. Constant comparison with others. Why is it so easy to get caught in the comparison trap? Part of it stems from human nature. We naturally tend to measure our worth and accomplishments against those of others. However, in today's era of social media, this tendency is magnified to an unprecedented extent. We're inundated with glimpses into others' lives that often showcase only the highlights, leaving us questioning the value and significance of our own experiences. Stoicism offers a powerful solution to this dilemma, fostering self-awareness and gratitude for our individual journey. It encourages us to turn our focus inward, concentrating on our personal growth, virtues, and the strides we've made. Stoicism doesn't advocate for isolation or apathy towards others. Rather, it promotes seeking inspiration instead of making comparisons. It teaches us to appreciate the virtues and successes of others without diminishing our own value or progress. How can we apply Stoic principles to overcome the comparison trap? Firstly, by practicing mindfulness and recognizing when we start comparing our behind-the-scenes to someone else's highlight reel. It's about reminding ourselves that social media portrays a curated version of reality, not the full picture. Secondly, Stoicism teaches us the importance of concentrating on what's within our control, our efforts, attitudes, and virtues. These are the building blocks of our unique journey. By nurturing these aspects, we cultivate a path rich with personal significance, irrespective of external validation or comparison. Lastly, gratitude plays a pivotal role. By nurturing gratitude for our own experiences, challenges, and accomplishments, we ground ourselves in the present and acknowledge the richness of our lives. This doesn't imply complacency. Instead, it empowers us to pursue growth and improvement from a place of contentment rather than from a sense of inadequacy. Chapter 8. Lack of personal investment. Have you ever found yourself delaying that course you've been wanting to take, neglecting to start that hobby, or overlooking your self-care routine? It's a common struggle for many of us. This isn't merely about a lack of time or resources. At its core, it often reflects a failure to recognize our own value. It's as though we're telling ourselves, "I'm not deserving of the effort." But here's the thing. Stoicism, with its profound insights into human nature and ethics, challenges us to see self-improvement not just as an activity, but as an act of self-respect. Stoicism teaches us that our capacity for reason and virtue distinguishes us, and it's through nurturing these qualities that we find genuine fulfillment. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, likened life to a garden. Just as a garden needs constant care to thrive, so too does our inner world require attention and nurturing. Neglecting our personal growth is akin to neglecting a garden. Without investment, both will fail to flourish. So why do we often hesitate to invest in ourselves? Sometimes it's because we're drawn to immediate pleasures rather than long-term fulfillment. Other times, it's rooted in deeper issues, like low self-esteem or a belief that we're not worthy of the effort. However, Stoicism offers a different perspective. It asserts that every individual possesses inherent worth and potential for virtue. Investing in our growth, whether through learning new skills, exploring hobbies, or practicing self-care, is a way of honoring that worth. How can we begin to invest in ourselves in line with Stoic philosophy? It starts with shifting our mindset. We need to view self-improvement as an essential aspect of our lives, not an optional extra. This doesn't mean completely overhauling our routines overnight. Instead, it involves making small, consistent investments in ourselves. It could be as simple as reading a book on a topic we're interested in, dedicating a few minutes daily to meditation, or pursuing a hobby that brings us joy. Additionally, Stoicism emphasizes reflection and self-examination. By regularly assessing our strengths and areas for growth, setting goals and reflecting on our progress, we gain a sense of purpose and direction. This process isn't just about achieving external markers of success. It's about aligning our actions with our values, cultivating our virtues, and leading a life of purpose and significance. Finally, embracing the idea of lifelong learning is crucial. The Stoics believed that wisdom was an ongoing journey, not a destination. Adopting a mindset of curiosity and openness to new experiences transforms personal investment into an adventure, an opportunity to explore the vast realms of knowledge and experience that life offers. Chapter 9. Seeking External Validation. True validation originates from within, from living in harmony with our values and principles. The Stoics believed that the only aspects truly under our control are our own actions, intentions, and reactions. Marcus Aurelius poignantly reminded us that it's not others' opinions that trouble us, but rather our own judgments of those opinions. So why do we often seek external validation? At its core, this desire is often rooted in insecurity and a deep-seated fear of inadequacy. In a world inundated with messages dictating what we should be, do, or possess, it's easy to lose sight of our own path. However, Stoicism encourages us to turn our focus inward, concentrating on nurturing our character and living a life guided by virtue. It teaches us that genuine peace and fulfillment stem not from fleeting approval from others, but from the knowledge that we've stayed true to ourselves. How can we liberate ourselves from the grasp of external validation? The initial step is cultivating self-awareness. By recognizing our inclination to seek approval, we can begin to question the motives behind our actions. Are we pursuing a goal because it resonates with our values, or simply to garner applause? Stoicism urges us to engage in regular self-examination, to scrutinize our intentions and ensure they align with our own values and principles. Another Stoic practice that aids in overcoming the need for external validation is fostering self-sufficiency. This doesn't entail isolating ourselves or becoming indifferent to others. Rather, it involves finding contentment and fulfillment within ourselves, acknowledging that we are complete as we are. Epictetus emphasized the importance of focusing on what's within our control and relinquishing what isn't. By nurturing inner contentment, we become less dependent on external validation. Stoicism also prompts us to redefine our notion of success. Instead of measuring success by external accolades or accomplishments, Stoicism teaches us to gauge it by our ability to live in accordance with our values. Success, from a Stoic perspective, lies in the pursuit of virtue, the practice of reason, and the cultivation of resilience in the face of life's adversities. Chapter 10. Tolerance of negative environments. It's akin to finding ourselves in a dense forest where the air weighs heavy, the path is obscured, and every step feels like a struggle. Whether it's enduring a toxic workplace that saps our energy or navigating personal relationships that leave us feeling undervalued, the decision to remain often springs from a deep-rooted belief that we don't deserve better. However, this is where Stoicism offers us both a reflection and a guide. The Stoics understood that our surroundings can greatly impact our ability to live virtuously and find contentment, yet they also stressed our responsibility in shaping our environment and selecting our associations wisely. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that our inner peace isn't dictated by external circumstances, but by our responses to them. So why do we tolerate negative environments? Frequently, it's because we underestimate our capacity for change. We may fear the unknown, cling to the familiar, or question our worth. Stoicism challenges these doubts by urging us to acknowledge our inherent value and the control we wield over our choices and attitudes. It prompts us to question the notion that we're trapped and to recognize that more often than not, we have the power to alter our circumstances or our perception of them. Stoicism equips us with tools to navigate and transform our environments. One crucial practice is cultivating inner resilience and autonomy. This doesn't entail adopting indifference or detachment. Instead, it involves fortifying our inner fortress, as Marcus Aurelius termed it, so that we can remain steadfast and true to our values amidst chaos and negativity. By nurturing a robust inner core, we become less susceptible to the toxicity around us and more capable of making choices that uphold our well-being. Another Stoic principle that guides us is living in harmony with nature, encompassing seeking equilibrium within ourselves and our surroundings. This entails actively seeking or creating environments conducive to our growth, health, and happiness. It involves recognizing our worth and deservingness of respect, kindness, and positive interactions, and actively choosing not to settle for less. Practically, cultivating environments that foster our growth might entail establishing boundaries in personal relationships, pursuing new opportunities in our careers, or even reshaping our social circles to include more supportive influences. It also involves investing time and effort into nurturing a personal environment through practices like meditation, journaling, or engaging in hobbies that nurture our mental and emotional well-being. Chapter 11. Fear of Pursuing Dreams. Why does fear exert such a powerful hold over us? Often, it's because we're keenly aware of what we could lose. Our minds conjure vivid images of failure, of wasted time and effort, of potential judgment from others. Stoicism acknowledges these fears, but challenges us to consider, what do we stand to gain? It prompts us to weigh our fears against the potential for growth, fulfillment, and the realization of our aspirations. Stoicism teaches us that the pursuit of virtue, of excellence aligned with our nature, is inherently valuable, irrespective of the outcome. One Stoic practice that aids in overcoming the fear of pursuing our dreams is negative visualization, also known as the premeditation of evils. This involves contemplating worst-case scenarios, not to dwell on them, but to diminish their power over us. By acknowledging potential hardships and recognizing our capacity to endure them, we often find that our fears lose their potency. This doesn't mean we should act recklessly or disregard risks. Rather, it encourages us to approach our dreams with a balanced perspective, understanding that failure, while possible, is not the end but a step in our journey of growth. Another Stoic principle, amor fati, or the love of fate, emboldens us to embrace whatever life throws our way, not merely with resignation, but with enthusiasm. Pursuing our dreams guided by amor fati allows us to embrace the full spectrum of experiences, including successes, failures, joys, and disappointments, all of which contribute to the richness of the human experience. Accepting this philosophy liberates us from the paralyzing grip of fear, enabling us to move forward with courage and determination. Stoicism emphasizes the significance of acting in accordance with our own virtues and potential. It reminds us that our true worth is not defined by external achievements, but by our dedication to living virtuously and striving towards our goals with integrity, diligence, and bravery. In this context, the fear of pursuing our dreams isn't merely an obstacle to success. It's a hindrance to living a life that authentically reflects who we are. Chapter 12. Failure to recognize your own worth. Why is it that we often forget this fundamental Stoic lesson? Part of the reason lies in our innate desire for connection and validation, which, if left unchecked, can lead us to seek our worth in the opinions of others or in external markers of success. However, Stoicism teaches us that true worth emanates from within, from living in alignment with our nature and virtues. Epictetus eloquently expressed that freedom is not attained by fulfilling our heart's desires, but by relinquishing our attachment to them. This principle profoundly influences how we perceive our own worth. Genuine freedom and contentment stem not from external validation, but from recognizing and embracing our intrinsic value. Stoicism urges us to shift our focus from external accomplishments to the development of our character. It instructs us that our worth is not gauged by titles, wealth, or approval, but by our commitment to live virtuously, to embody integrity, kindness, and courage regardless of circumstances. This doesn't diminish the significance of achievements or recognition. Rather, it underscores that they do not define our worth. Our worth is innate, as steadfast as the stars in the night sky, and realizing this liberates us from the endless pursuit of external validation. How can we nurture this Stoic comprehension of our inherent worth? It commences with self-reflection, with directing our attention inward to acknowledge and cherish our virtues, endeavors, and resilience. It entails practicing gratitude for our abilities, our character, and our potential, recognizing that these internal qualities are the true measures of our worth. It also entails learning to detach our sense of value from the fluctuating opinions of others and the fleeting nature of achievements. This detachment is not apathy, it's perspective, a comprehension of what genuinely holds significance in the grand scheme of our lives. Chapter 13. Feeling unworthy of happiness. This feeling can arise from various sources: past traumas, societal conditioning, or personal setbacks. We often compare our journey to others, focusing on their highlight reels, while being keenly aware of our own behind-the-scenes struggles. This comparison, fueled by the misconception that happiness is limited and reserved only for the deserving, leads us to question our worth. Stoicism urges us to dismantle these misconceptions and realize that happiness is not a reward but a way of life. It encourages us to reflect on our values, align our actions with these values, and find joy in the pursuit of virtue and reason. Stoicism teaches us to concentrate on what we can control. our thoughts, actions, and responses, and let go of what we cannot. This perspective empowers us to take charge of our happiness, creating it through our daily choices and attitudes. Embracing this Stoic approach to happiness begins with changing our narrative about worthiness. We must challenge the notion that happiness hinges on achievements, external validation, or perfection. Instead, we should see happiness as inherent in virtuous living, making the best choices available to us and appreciating the present moment. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of gratitude. By practicing gratitude, we shift our focus from what we lack to what we have, from perceived shortcomings to the abundance in our lives. This shift is crucial in feeling deserving of happiness, as it allows us to see the beauty and potential in our everyday experiences. Furthermore, Stoicism reminds us of the significance of community and support in our pursuit of happiness. By fostering meaningful relationships and offering and receiving support, we affirm our worthiness of happiness not only to ourselves, but also through the collective wisdom and love of those around us. As we journey through the wisdom of Stoicism together, let us remember that our lives are canvases where we can paint with the vibrant colors of virtue, resilience, and happiness. You are the architect of your destiny and the sculptor of your happiness. Though challenges may arise, so do opportunities for growth, joy, and fulfillment. Thank you for joining me on this philosophical exploration. Remember, the key to a Stoic life is not just in knowing, but in doing. Seize the day, stay resilient, and may your path be filled with wisdom and virtue. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with those who may benefit from the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Until next time, stay stoic, stay strong.